Hi guys, welcome to Dreame Writing Academy. I am Heather Griffin, the tutor of Dreame Writing courses. In the last course, we talked about how to determine the main plots. Maybe you have written some wonderful main plots after the last course, but it's not the end for a synopsis. If you want to design a particular and detailed synopsis to start a story, there's still more work needed to be done. And today we're going to talk about how to determine secondary plots. Number 1. What is secondary plot? Before continuing the following contents, let's talk about what do you think is a secondary plot? And what is the difference between the main plot and the secondary plot? Well, main plots are drafts of drawings that portray the shape of a frame, and secondary plots are the colors that add vivid details to the drawings. A synopsis provides the writer with the knowledge they need to design their story. Secondary plots show them what specific content to write on every page. If you can develop effective secondary plots into a synopsis, you will find that your writing will go along smoothly. Main plots and secondary plots are the same, except that they have different practice dimensions. In our last course, when we talked about main plot, we stressed 3 words: events, order, and change. In regards to secondary plots, there are 3 keywords also. These are scene, action, and conflict. These 3 words suggest what events will happen to some people in certain scenes. Let's see how secondary plots work by these 3 words. Number 2, scene. Scene setting is the most important thing to consider when writing secondary plots. Writers don't compose a book from words, sentences, or paragraphs. Instead, they are composed of scenes that have been set. A story is one scene after another, and every story in every scene is changing. All the scenes should work together to advance the story. In a word, scenes are the primary writing tool in a writer's toolbox. These are the functions of a scene. They relate to events that are happening in the present, indicating when change is about to happen. Scenes convey emotions, a sense of time and space, and arouse the reader's expectations. Please imagine that you are working on a billionaire story, and you're trying to design a plot that motivates a change in the relationship between a woman and a man. Try to imagine how the following scenes will trigger a change in their relationship. A bedroom with dim lights. A bar full of sexual devices. A ball with wealthy attendees. A repressive hospital. An empty or serious conference room. Think about how different scenes convey different feelings. Different locations can have the same impact. They can affect readers' expectations and give them something to look forward to. Choosing the right scene is the key to designing a good synopsis. When writing, set a scene according to your synopsis's main plots. Pay attention to the following questions. Where does the plot take place? How many characters will show up in the scene? What will they do? What do they feel like? Let's take a look at the example Emily in Topic 3. The female protagonist, Emily, is a member of Moon Pack. She fails to transform at her coming-of-age ceremony, which was a disappointment to her parents and friends. This is the main plot. Let's get a scene together that includes secondary plots. The female protagonist, Emily, is a member of Moon Pack. How do we demonstrate secondary plots of this main plot? Scene 1, campus. Emily and her friends go to the same school and are excited about the upcoming coming-of-age ceremony. Everyone looks forward to seeing how they will look after their transformation into a werewolf. They even guess which werewolf will have the most gorgeous fur. Scene 2, family. Emily and her family are discussing the upcoming coming-of-age ceremony. Her parents congratulate Emily and wish her luck with her transformation. In this way, we specify our synopsis by including additional scenes. Could you design some more scenes for this main plot? Have a try. Number 3, actions. In a synopsis, actions are typically divided into character actions, dialogues, and movement, and non-character actions, movements of objects or animals, and a change in the natural environment. A good synopsis should be clear about who does what. In a dialogue, it should be clear who is speaking. At the synopsis stage, writers don't have to finish every conversation, but they have to be clear about the subject, the time, and the location where the dialogue is taking place. Next comes character actions, and these include, but are not limited to, when a character is introduced into a scene, when they leave, interactions between characters, and car chases, let's say. Writers are like movie directors. They have to form a clear picture of their script in their mind. Non-character actions aren't usually at the center of a scene. For example, look at a tempest at night in a mystery story, a pet in a race to get to their owner, or a tick-tock sound from an alarm clock. None of these events are likely to be at the center of a scene. That being said, they could still play an essential role in building up the atmosphere and advancing your plots. Number 4, conflicts. Conflicts are the engine that drives a story's development. With conflicts, characters can develop and change. When designing secondary plots, pay attention to the following questions. Are there any conflicts among the characters in the scene? What motivates characters to act? What are the conflicts in the current scene? How does the conflict change? Let's get back to the example in topic 3. The female protagonist, Emily, is a member of Moonpack. She fails to transform at her coming-of-age ceremony, which was a disappointment to her parents and friends. We can look at Emily's failure to transform and continue designing our synopsis. The scene, coming-of-age ball. The characters, Emily, Ani, Emily's good friend. Camille, a girl who is jealous of Emily. James, Emily's father, and Sherry, Emily's mother. Herman is Emily's brother. Main conflicts. Emily fails to transform at the coming-of-age party. Secondary plot. Ani, Emily's good friend, and Emily are whispering about the boys present at the ball. They are guessing whether their mates are one of them. Ani finished her coming-of-age ceremony last week, but she hasn't found her mate. Emily is very excited about her coming-of-age party. She keeps praying her mate will show up soon. Emily's father, James, delivers a speech and thanks everyone for coming. Guests stop dancing and step away. Emily comes to the center and gets ready for her coming-of-age ritual, but she fails. She couldn't transform because the wolf inside her body doesn't respond to her. Camille has always been jealous of Emily. She says that her transformation failure means that the moon goddess has abandoned her and that Emily shouldn't stay with the Moonpack. Emily's big brother Herman rebukes her in a loud voice, but Emily sees the disappointment in her parents' and other guests' eyes. Emily gets upset and she leaves the ball. A synopsis like this can be used in this story. You can make similar notes according to your writing habits and tools. Notice that the synopsis has to be logical. Characters should have clear motives, and every secondary plot has to enhance the main plot. Have a try designing some secondary plots for your synopsis. You're welcome to share your stories with us in the comment section and get your writing points. Here are the notes for you. Hope you enjoy this course. And as always, thank you.